All right, welcome back, kings and queens. We are in the palace, you all, and today we are talking the Real Housewives of Potomac, season 9, episode 7. Listen, I know your girl is behind, but I'm back. I'm playing catch up. I want to talk to Real Housewives of Potomac, okay? Allow me to lay out this episode. This episode, Mia, what do you have going on? What does Mia have going on? And where are we going with this Bravo? And the reason why I say and I ask that of you all is because in this episode, Mia and Ink told Giselle that if Gordon really loves his kids and he will accept the setup that he and Mia has. I want you to think through that. Mia is not yet divorced, okay? Excuse me, side dude, side piece. When did we start to allow the side pieces to run amok in the palace? When did we start to allow the side pieces to come to parent teacher meetings? You get what I'm saying? When did they hold a voice at the table? Because this is so tacky to me. Okay. Child, please. Can't no slide, nor should they be able to tell me nothing about my damn kids. Ink, you were out of line. To me, it's a horrible display of gaslighting. Yeah, because y'all are trying to gaslight that old man, and you're trying to bamboozle Gordon into accepting this affair and normalizing the shit and trying to make it something. And I think they're trying to create that Jada and Will thing that they did with Cherie, Will's ex-husband. You're not Jada and Will. You don't have that kind of money. And Mia, this is just so messy. Okay. When did we start to glamorize immorality? Because that's what it is. Let's call a spade a spade. This is so tacky on so many ends, and I really feel bad for the kids. I think it's tacky. I'm sitting here looking at Mia crazy because Mia is a bona fide liar. And my grandmother used to always say, a liar is a dangerous person. Let's talk about it. For those of you who are just tuned in, or if you're new to the channel, welcome to the palace. I am Queen Sheba. I cover a variety of hot topics specific to reality television. But most importantly, I hone in on the psychological and the behavioral traits of the Black experience.
Subscribe now.
Yeah. Okay. So we're talking Real Housewife of Potomac, season 9, episode 7. But I have a question, ladies. I have a question for those of you that are tuned in. Answer this. Why do women induce suffering on their kids? Because you found a man that you like. Let that sink in for a minute. Why do women insist on inducing suffering onto their kids because you found a man? Okay. When we think about what's going on in the news, what's happening in this world, is not necessarily the best and the safe place for kids. Kids are being abused physically and sexually more now than ever. And you think that women would exercise more precautions, but they're not. They're actually becoming more open, more readily available, opening their doors for men to come in, okay? Women are putting their kids in front of anyone child these days. You don't know these men. And I'm basing this. You don't know these men. I'm basing this off of reality television. I use the news as an example, as a dire example. But if we start to look at what we're seeing on television, Love and Marriage Huntsville with Trish allowing Ken. Now he met you in your DMs. How did he get to slide up in your house and be around your kids, particularly a little girl? Mia, you just got ink. You know what? Let me continue. Let me continue. I feel like women, they would just put their kids, some women, not all. There's a lot of women that are willing to put their kids in front of anybody just to be able to say, I got a man. You don't really know these men. And the reason why I say that, hell, it takes years for married couples to learn each other. It takes years for married couples to learn each other. People that live in the same house that share biological children, they're still learning each other. You don't know these Negroes from the street that are walking into your home around your kids, and your kids don't know them. I just feel like the temperament of a man, the triggers of a man, his likes, his dislikes, you don't know any of that. And you're placing him in front of your kids as opposed to you dating him separately, keeping your kids behind the scenes. So you're going to force your kid to learn him in real time as you date him? That doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't. It seems like all common sense goes out the window, and y'all just don't give a damn. Or these women just don't give a damn. They're letting anybody around those kids. Now we're doing it on camera and we're forcing these kids to film with these men. There was such a cringe-worthy moment on Love and Marriage Huntsville, that barbecue, completely different topic. I'm going to cover that. That was a cringe moment. You're forcing your kids on camera to film with somebody that's not their daddy. Listen, it's gross to me. Mia, you're deplorable to me. And not because Mia is doing what she wants to with ink, but because she's exploiting her kids in order to do so. I think it's deplorable. I think this is abuse at its finest. I think it's emotional manipulation to both the kids and to Gordon. Let me continue. Because I feel like you are using those kids to subdue Gordon. And you're also using your kids to secure the bag and market your love affair that you have with ink. It's disgusting. It's uncouth as it relates to the kids. That's the angle that I'm honing in on, the psychological and the behavioral traits of the Black experience. And you women have got to begin to start pausing to say, how will this impact my kids? I know I'm in love. I know what he's doing to me and making me feel good. I know I have the spotlight and it's lights, camera, action, but how will this impact my kids? Watching me parade myself around as if I done lost my damn mind because I finally got a man. Okay? Now, let's be clear. It's good television. Can we all agree? Yes, it is good television for us as viewers, but I can't help to think about the kids. It's also good entertainment. Absolutely. I cannot deny that. But what about the well being of your children? Mia, Gordon stood on business in this episode. Ink, stay your ass in your place and stay out of married folks' business. Stay out of married folks' business. Mia, I think you're playing with danger. I think you're playing with fire. There's a lot of older men like Gordon that will say, I'll be right back. And they would come back with a pow pow. So I don't, that's why I believe go ahead and cut. Don't play like that. That kind of stuff can trigger somebody because what Gordon said is actually, now that I think about it, I'm not okay. I'm not okay with doing this. You're not going to make me feel okay. You're not going to parade your affair around in front of me. People, that can cause people to snap. They don't have that television show for nothing called Snapped. Okay, ladies. So I'm just saying we've got to carry ourselves in ways respectfully that we would want a man to carry himself in should he decide that he wants to leave the marriage. You know damn well you ladies would be ready to throw hands if a man brought a side chick in your kitchen and you and him are talking about the well-being of your kids and co-parenting and she inputs and interjects and try to put herself in the conversation. You know damn well y'all would have tore that apartment up. Quit playing. Quit playing. Okay. Now here's the thing, Gordon. You picked your poison. You brought Mia home from the strip club. You cannot turn a hoe into a housewife. Why would you ever expect her to be a lady when it comes to you? Why would you ever expect her to be this high caliber woman, this God sent mother? That's not what you picked, sir. That's not what you picked. So you picked your poison. It sounds like Mia is playing both of these guys, y'all, and both of them are fools to a certain point or have been. Mia is a dangerous liar because was not aware, nor had she made him aware that she had gotten rid of a child that they allegedly created, according to Gordon. And then she's talking about her kids in that scene. Her kids doesn't know that she's sleeping with Ink, and they're under the impression that Ink is just a friend. Girl, the dishonesty of it all. That's exploitation of your children's innocence. Y'all get what I'm saying? The mental and emotional manipulation, that's abuse because your kids are believing you. Now you're exposing them to lies where they could potentially grow up and not trust nobody because they're taking you for face value. Their innocence that this is just mommy's friend. But I kind of call that into question, Mia. Okay. Because did not your son catch you in the bed with Ink? Did Gordon not say that on the beginning of the season? Did they not B-roll and roll the tapes? So Mia, this isn't it. This ain't it. It was never it. But I will be tuned in. Okay. I will be tuned in. But real quickly, what's going on with Ashley and her mom? We're talking about the psychological and the behavioral traits of the Black experience. What's going on with Ashley's mother? That she has the spirit of long suffering. And the reason why I say that is Ashley's mom groomed her on how to marry well. I don't know if y'all forgot about that, how Ashley lived 2 hours away and her mother kind of enabled her to drive 2 hours to go to this rich spot, which Michael Darby owned. But when it comes to herself, she has a spirit, in my opinion, of long suffering. Because why is her mother accepting less than with this man who refuses to work? I want to dig a little bit more deeper into that because that doesn't make sense, ma'am. What type of example are you setting or have you set for Ashley? I just found that conversation. I was really curious about what's going on with her mom. The new girl, I forgot her name, the one that's dating the NFL player. Um, the jury's still out. The only question I have for that situation is for the new girl and any other woman. Why do y'all like taking other people's man? Okay. This man clearly had his child's mother impregnated by the time you met him and you thought it would be a good idea to make him your long term. What makes you think he wouldn't do that to you? For those of you that are tuned in, what makes you think that he wouldn't do it to you, and you? What is the fascination with somebody else's guy? Can somebody tell me? All right, let's move on. We're about to wrap this up. Ray and Karen. Y'all, I feel for Karen. I feel for Karen because I don't think Ray is who he posed to be. POS. Not suppose, but whom he poses to be on camera. He doesn't seem to be supportive to his wife behind the scenes. And Ray, I question if you're a mean old nasty man to Karen. Are you a mean old man, Ray? Because the more Karen opens up, there is no reason Karen should be that unhappy and that sad at her age when you all have raised your children. You've been together years and years and years. It's just something doesn't feel right regarding the dynamics between Karen and Ray. And I know Karen is putting on her brightest smile and her most conservative political face to cover up for him. But that's the problem, ladies, when we stay really long and we cover up for these men when you're really not happy. Um, I think Karen is trying to be a strong Black woman. Okay. And that's played out. And I feel like, in a way, she's protecting Ray's public persona. But on the flip side of that, she's suffering because, in my opinion, she's using alcohol to cope with having a loveless marriage. A loveless marriage. I don't think Ray loves her anymore. And I think she can feel the brunt of that. And we're seeing that play out in her behavior. Remember, I honed in on the psychological and the behavioral traits of the Black experience, the drinking over the years. And it's not the drinking, it's the DUIs. It's being stopped, being stopped for drinking and driving under the influence. That's a lot. That's a lot to carry with you as a woman when you are in a loveless marriage. And can we talk more about loveless marriages? What makes a woman like you, who may be tuned in, what makes a woman like Karen stay? What's the real story here? And what would be the repercussions of walking away? Is it that you're just too old to get a divorce? You don't want to make him look bad, but at the same time, you are suffering. And I feel like Karen is suffering. And I hate to see her go out like that. But she's definitely, in my opinion, utilizing alcohol to cope. Karen, I'm sorry as a grand dame that you're going through that. I think you're too beautiful and too fabulous. And I really hope that you find a way to fill your own cup to the point that your cup begins to run over. What are your thoughts, y'all? Let's take it to the chat. That's my take on Real Housewives of Potomac, season 9, episode 7. Let's talk about it.